Hey, deserving listeners, it's time to continue our journey watching 90 Day Fiancé. We're going to focus on Rebecca and Zied. I just want to remind everyone, as I always say, these videos are not supposed to be a replacement for therapy. It's just general education. If you in particular need help, you need to find a therapist for yourself. You deserve that. You deserve to have in-person, personalized treatment for you. And let's get to the show.
And once I go back to America and we start this visa process, I'm worried that you talk to your sister and she tell you, you know what, this is not good. You need to stay in Tunisia.
This is something new for my family. But I tell you something. Never my family tell me no. I never change you because this is my life.
So I want to commend the two of them for this conversation as well. Rebecca could have taken a strategy that other people have done destructively on the show where she might accuse him of not sticking up for her while they were talking with the sister and the parents. That Rebecca, her fears that she's expressing very well here. I'm worried that your family isn't going to like me and then you're not going to like me. That's basically what she's saying. And we've seen other people on the show transform that fear into defensiveness and hostility, accusations at the other person. She's not doing any of that. It's fantastic. And now it gives him a chance to react authentically. He's not challenged because he's not being criticized. She is laying out her fears and giving him a chance to rise to the occasion and soothe those fears directly.
I want you to know everything in my past, in my history, and still love me. The big thing that I'm keeping from Ziad right now is the fact that I'm still technically married to my ex, but there's something else that I've been keeping about my past. It's something forbidden in Ziad's culture, and I'm just really scared of how he's going to react.
So she keeps referring to this thing that's forbidden in his culture. And I'm just having a hard time imagining what that would be. I mean, again, I have some guesses, but I don't want to guess, so.
I just have something important that I want to tell you and make sure you still love me. I had a relationship with a woman.
Right. That was one of my guesses. And yeah, let's see how he reacts to this.
I had a relationship with a woman.
What? I don't understand. Good.
I was with a woman in a relationship. Like, I don't want to be with women now. That was just something that I did a long time ago. Does this make you angry?
I don't know.
I just want to point out that in a perfect world, this would not bother anybody. In the same way that he knows that she's had past relationships with men, she has also had a past relationship with a woman. What does it matter? I get the culture, I get the misunderstandings, but we need to move beyond that silliness.
I never searched out a relationship with a woman. I had been in like 2 really bad relationships with men. It was something that I tried out, but the reason that I suddenly kind of brought this up was if he's gonna make a decision to leave me, I want to know this before we go through the visa process.
2 thumbs up, Rebecca. So many other people on the show should follow in your footsteps. So many times we have seen people get married or get engaged, and then they start revealing things about themselves. So that's fantastic. She's just like, look, let's get it all out in the open before we get engaged. I want to make sure that he knows everything, so he's making an informed choice about marrying me, and so I got to tell him. It's just fantastic.
I want to feel like you know everything about me and still love me.
In country, Arabic not normal. That's make my parents angry. Angry so much.
I don't want you to judge me. I don't want you to make me feel bad about myself because of this.
It's not normal. My parents know this. Never.
So I could go on a long discussion on the research of the normalcy of bisexuality under a lot of different definitions of bisexuality or same-sex relationships. It is extremely normal, not only among humans, but among other animals as well. So it is one of those claims of it's abnormal, it's not natural. And it depends on how you look at the data, but the experts and myself, when you look at the data, it's extremely normal. It's all just part of the glory of human diversity. So I just want to address that. He's saying it's not normal. Now, he also is essentially saying in his culture, it is not normal. In his culture, in his religion, I don't know if that's what he's saying as well, that it is forbidden, that it is wrong, that it's against the law in maybe his country. I don't know. And we have to think about that because for some people, they might want to be progressive. They might want to move beyond those silly ways of thinking, but it might just be like an impractical goal. Like he's saying is, my parents will never go along with this. They'll be very angry about this. And to expect the parents to be different would be unreasonable. Now, in my perfect world, we could expect that, and the parents could, with some discussion, understand. Another element to this that I haven't really talked about very much, Americans have this history of imposing our culture on other people. We believe that our culture is the culture. We think that our way of thinking is the way of thinking. When we go to other countries, we're just like, how come you're not like me? And we just sort of stomp all over everything. The ugly American. Now she's not saying, I want your parents to change. What she is saying is, I want you to know about me and I want you to love me. So she's not saying you need to change your point of view, you need to change your culture. She's just saying, I want you to know me and I want you to love me, which is absolutely healthy.
It's for me and you only. Yes.
Of course not.
Okay.
Let's not let your parents know who I am.
Good. Really not accept you after this. This is no good here in country Arabic because I am Muslim. This relation make me angry, but this relation before me, not my time. It's okay now.
All right, great. 2 thumbs up. He is saying it's okay. It was in the past. It's not great given my culture, but it's okay. Let's move on. That's great. Again, when you think about other couples that we've seen, we have seen other kinds of reactions. So definitely in the right direction.
I just don't want you to be angry with me.
I'm okay.
But you're different now.
Of course, I still love you because this is not my time. I not know you this time.
No.
It's your life.
So this is something worth discussing, is that she just dropped a bomb in his lap, and he's a little standoffish, and she's noticing that. She's like, I don't want you to be angry. And he's like, I'm okay. And she's like, yeah, but you seem different right now. And that's okay. You can notice that. You might even verbalize it. You might verbalize that that's scaring you. But it's understandable. Can we not understand that she just dropped this big bomb and now he's processing it and he doesn't really know what to think? This is just, I use this show as a jumping off point. If you drop a bomb in someone else's lap like this, understand that it's going to take them some time to absorb it. And they might pull away from you a little bit. They might get angry. They might have to withdraw completely to think about it on their own. And that's going to be scary for you. But you have to expect that from the beginning. I'm going to drop a bomb. I'm going to do my best. But they might distance. They might withdraw. And I have to be ready for that. It's just a normal thing that some people do. And then, because what happens sometimes is the people in Rebecca's situation is they will start to grasp for him for some reassurance that he still loves her, but he might not be ready to grapple with that question yet, or maybe not able to really give all of his love over in this moment. And then she might get overly upset, might accuse him of something, and then we are creating more of a problem. So the expectation for Rebecca, I would think, would be, okay, I just dropped a bomb. Let's give him a day. I'll check in with him tomorrow, and then we'll see how we're doing. It's a common thing that people will drop as far as a bomb on their partner is breaking up. That's actually a big bomb that people will drop. And how you manage that and the expectations you have heading into that conversation need to take the other person into account in terms of it's going to take them a bit of time to process that information, to really reckon with it, and to have wild mood swings throughout before they level off, if that makes any sense. And so if you're going to drop that in their lap, you have to think, okay, they're going to be all over the map at first, and I have to just be okay with that, and then, guess that in the future at some later point, then we can actually maybe have more of a rational conversation about it.
Make us not want to be together?
Of course, I still love you.
He tells me that he loves me so much, but I'm worried that trying to tell him that I'm also technically still married would be too much. I just know that I have to find the right time and do it soon.
So one of the pitfalls and disadvantages to waiting is that it creates distrust in the other person, meaning that you tell him at some point, by the way, I've been withholding this information from you. Another word for that is lying to you, that I am not married. I actually am still legally married. I'm guessing it's because she was married to the guy from Morocco, and I'm guessing there's somewhat of a paperwork problem regarding how to get divorced. I don't know if he went back to Morocco or I don't know, who knows. But the reason why people do this is because it's like, well, if I tell him now, he's going to leave me. So I'm going to wait to tell him until he's fallen in love with me, and then I can tell him, and then he can forgive me. I need him to be in love with me before I tell him this. And there's a lot of things that people do along these lines. I don't recommend doing it with this sort of thing, but there are other things that people won't reveal about themselves, like some shameful thing they did when they were in the 3rd grade, or the trauma that they went through. It's totally normal to say, you know what, I really don't feel like telling this person quite yet. I'm going to wait a little bit until I really know I can trust this person before I tell them that. But that's just your own personal information. It doesn't necessarily impact their lives directly. Telling him that she's still married absolutely does do that. So the longer she waits, when she does tell him, he is going to say, wait, so this whole time, months, weeks, however long they've been dating, you've been lying to me through omission. What else are you lying to me about? And in the future, when it's inconvenient for you to tell me something, you're probably going to lie about that too, right? No, Rebecca says, no, I'm not going to lie to you. Well, how is Zied supposed to trust that? This is why lying is so destructive. And I didn't know I was going to get so many emails. Me and Alberto did an episode titled Stop Lying about a month ago. And it was just kind of a one-off episode. I didn't expect a lot of people to write in, but a lot of people did. A lot of people commented saying that the episode really resonated with them because they look at themselves as someone who lies a lot. Now, in the episode, I went into why people lie. Now, there are psychopaths and sadists and people that are bad actors, people who are actually out to hurt people, and they don't care. They don't have empathy for other people. There certainly are pathological liars in that way. But the vast majority of people are not those people, and a percentage of those normal, non-psychopathic people do lie as a habit, as a pattern. And the reason for that is because of fears, usually. It's because if I tell the truth, then something bad is going to happen. They were either taught that as a young person, because when they were truthful, they were punished or something like this. Or they've been abandoned and they believe that they have to be kind of tricksy with people to get them to love them, and so they'll lie. Or they're avoidant of conflict because conflict really scares them. So usually lies are because of fears. So it gives us some guideline as to what to target when we're trying to change the habit of lying. We're trying to address the fears. That's what people want to target. What people often target is they just shame themselves. I'm a terrible person. Or when someone finds out, you're a terrible person, you're a liar, you're a despicable human being. And that just causes more fears for the person and more reasons to lie, more reasons to avoid. So the hope is that people can find their fear, address it, get healing for it, get therapy for it, and then they don't need to lie anymore. Sometimes there's a habit that you have to break as well. Well, a lot of people really resonated with that as they were listening to the episode. Maybe some of you listening right now might be able to relate to that. You're just like, yeah, I lie almost all the time. When someone asks me if I can hang out on Friday, I always say, no, I'm busy. When I'm not busy, I just don't want to go out with them. Or someone at work says, hey, can you help me with this? And I say, oh, no, I'm too busy because I have these 10 things. When I don't have 10 things to do, I could help them with that, but I just don't feel like it, so I lie to them instead. Or someone asks me how old I am, and I'm afraid to tell the truth, so I just say a different number. Or someone, you're a kid at school, and someone asks you, where's your homework? And you lie, and you say, well, the dog ate it. But that's not true because you're just afraid that you're going to get judged badly if you say the truth, which is you just didn't feel like doing homework or whatever it is. There's just a lot of examples like that. And the issue here is because of unhealed fears, there is a defense of lying to try to fix the fear. But the lying occasionally gets detected by the outside world, which incurs more problems for you and thus more fears and thus more reasons to lie. When she is lying to him through omission right now, he is now probably going to be very hurt by that. And then he's going to worry about her lying in the future because it sets a precedent. If you show that you resort to lying when there are tough decisions to be made, then how can anyone ever trust anything you ever do or say? That is very, very important, okay? Some of you may have had parents who you noticed lied to you at times, and it was devastating to you because not just the one lie that you caught them on or that you discovered, because that hurts, but then you wonder, wait, what else were they lying to me about? Do they really love me? Do they really like me? Are they really proud of me? Or are they lying about that too? Because when it was convenient for them in the past, they decided to lie to me. So it would be very inconvenient for them to tell me, you know what, they don't love me, or they aren't proud of me. So are they lying to me about that too? There's just no way for me to know because that person has demonstrated themselves to be a proven liar. This is why we need to stop this. Not because lying, makes you a bad person, but because it's destructive to other people and to yourself. Now, you don't just say, okay, I'm going to stop lying. What you do is you address the anxiety underneath it. If Rebecca had other people in her life that she felt very confident with, that she felt very connected to, I don't know, total speculation, she wouldn't need her relationship with Zied to work out as desperately as it feels for her now. So desperately that she resorts to lying to try to, one could say, trick him into falling in love with a version of her that isn't actually accurate. There's other ways of putting it, and I'm guessing Zied will just roll with the punches as he has been thus far. But as a rule, you want to be very, very careful about these kinds of lies. So that's what I'll say about that.
Next time.
All right, well, that does it for that episode. If you want to become a patron of the podcast, that'd be awesome. That's the way we know you like the podcast. That's the main way we know. There are other things you can do, obviously, is give us a thumbs up or subscribe or hit the bell or email us. Go to the website and psychologyseattle.com, hit the contact button. You can email us there. It's always nice to get emails from people. You can comment below and, just participate in the conversation. You can also join the Facebook group, the Facebook fan group. You can also join the official Facebook page. We have a Discord if you want to go to the fan page and ask about that. We are looking into Reddit. We eventually will probably have a Reddit page of some sort. I don't know exactly how Reddit works, but anyway, I'm rambling. Let's end it there. Everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.